What up, Ski, and welcome to Bar Visor Bryce the Fourth, giving out raw reaction and interacting with the masses. No subject is safe. You hear the people and the noise, but that's the point. Because without the people, what is lay point? Embracing vibrations. I'm not gonna get on here and be all, oh my God, the Eagle. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I am. Go Birds! Them Cowboys came out and thought that they were gonna do what? Going to do what? Interesting.
Bears just fired their offensive
Quite
coordinator.
interesting. They fired him earlier today. Quite interesting. So it was a slow start for the Eagles. I will give them that. They gave them the Cowboys the illusion that they could be in this game. They weren't. They were not. Not even close. It was like trying to cross the Atlantic to the Pacific with a bridge, and it's going to take a long time to do that. No chance. I see a lot of people blaming on like, oh, Dak wasn't in the game, and no. Because I remember hearing stats about how Cooper Rush was 5-1 when he started. Do people remember what that one was? Never forget it. But I digress. The touchdown before halftime to Dallas Goedert was fucking crucial. Needed that. In the past, the Patriots used to do this where it's like they know they're getting the ball at halftime, so let's go get a score and then go get another score. So then now we're doubling up, and then at that point you give your defense a chance to get after the offense and build. As far as everything else goes, Saquon Barkley, I mean, he had an okay game, 14 for 66. I'm okay with that. Nick Sirianni, fucking idiot, when he revealed that Jalen was dealing with an ankle injury, not knowing that they told him on the injury report it was just rest, which is fine. I'm okay with the fact that he did have ankle injury. As a head coach, man, you gotta know what's going on with the injury report. You got to know what it says before you go opening your mouth. That's neither here nor there. I saw Dak Prescott get hit in this game, and he wasn't even playing. He was on the sideline, street clothes, and a player ran into him. Why is Dak Prescott on the sideline? For what? Why? Why? Again, tell him that it's human nature, not my team. I think the biggest thing from this game, which had nothing to do with the Eagles, is that Jerry Jones would pay billions of dollars to have the sun removed from space. This man is so upset with people asking him about the sun, but it's a legitimate question. When you got your own players pissed off that you won't help them out, getting rid of a glare that's right in their eyeballs, I'm not even mad at that because it was like sometimes you can see, like you'll see receivers like, oh my God, the lights, like, I couldn't see. No, this was legitimate because I saw Jalen struggle with it. You can see it. I will put it in the thumbnail. The sun was beaming like Willie and fucking in the stadium. He was like, well, I'm not gonna change anything because I want it to be more like it's outside. Well, then why didn't you just build a stadium without a roof? This makes no sense. I'm not gonna get triggered. 34-6. You know what I got to say. EAGLES Eagles. And my question to you is, are they still them boys? Dolphins Rams. Even with the win, the Dolphins season, it's basically lost. And it was because Tua got hurt. It sucks because they probably could have eked out a couple of those dubs where they lost when Tua was dealing with the concussion stuff. And I hate to say it, but the Bills are just running away with this like Usain Bolt. Bills are a wagon, and no one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. And I just don't understand how defenses don't pay attention to Tyreek Hill just at all times. The play where he was on the edge, he ran a 2-yard out, and it was just standing there. One of the greatest receivers of all time. Touchdown. But that's what happens when, settling for field goals just won't ever work when your defense is not getting it done, when they're not getting stops. The Rams were 2 for 13 on third downs, and it might have cost them a playoff spot. They were reeling. They were doing not reeling. They were doing a good job of trying to get back into the division that's very competitive. And I guess the Rams can be happy that they got Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp back, but this loss might have cost them a game. Just saying. 49ers Bucks. Christian McCaffrey came back, and then Ricky Pearsall, the man who got clapped in his chest because he didn't want to give up his Rolex. Listen, I had to give that Rolex real fast. Got his first touchdown. The Buccaneers, I don't know what to make of them. They had multiple chances to win this game, especially with the kicker situation with the Niners, which is a whole nother story. Deebo Samuel literally accosted his long snapper and kicker because he missed 3 field goals. I get that you're trying to hold your players accountable, but also say if it was Trent Williams, and if you don't know who Trent Williams is, look him up. If Trent Williams was missing blocks and Brock Purdy was getting sacked 3 or 4 times, do you think that Deebo Samuel would have walked up to Trent Williams and accosted him? No. Definitely would not have happened. But you're going to go pick on the kicker and the long snapper? Shout out to the long snapper for showing up for his kicker. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Do your job. How about that? At this point, the Baker Mayfield slander is over. I mean, he's doing everything he can without his weapons. I don't know what to say other than that the Bucks, they lack a pass rush. Todd Bowles is just blitzing his ass off. It's not working. The front four for the Bucks just can't get it done. Brock Purdy is just hanging out, built a clubhouse back there, and just who's open? I don't know. And then Jake Moody, the kicker for the Niners, comes out and makes a field goal to win the game. You can say that it was Deebo getting under his skin. You could say he was just tired of missing kicks. But at the end of the day, Niners won. Saints-Falcons. I didn't know that the Saints and Falcons haven't had a sweep between each other. So the Saints haven't beat the Falcons twice. The Falcons have beat the Saints twice in 8 years. So if you had known that, if I'd known that before the game, I'd have bet the Saints. I would have bet the Saints, yes. Also, I would have bet the Saints because they had an interim head coach. And if you watch football, you get an interim head coach, oh, yeah, juice is flowing. That nigga, the dude that was here before, fuck him. Let's go win some games. And that's what they did. I am tired of the announcers talking about kicker streaks. So Younghoe Koo he was 4 for 4 the first time they played. 1 for 4 in this game because the kicker or the announcer were like, oh yeah, I remember last time they played the game, he was lights out. Well, the lights were off this game. Off. 1 for 4. When you get a kicker demonstratively doing this, oh no, it's bad. And then at the end of the game, Kirk Cousins throws a 1-yard out on 4th and 3. You got to understand what the situation in here is, Kirk. Take off your khakis and your goddamn dad shirts and think. I really hope that the Falcons aren't wasting Bijan Robinson like the Giants almost wasted Saquon Barkley, because it could be that situation in a flash. Is it too little too late for the Saints to make a run? Yes, because the Falcons have 4 divisional wins already, and the season is halfway through. If the Falcons just win games, this means nothing. The Saints are wasting Alvin Kamara, and I hate to see it. He's one of my favorite running backs in this game. Patient runner, protects himself, playing on a shitty-ass team. Do something about it. Ravens-Bengals. You watch Joe Burrow walk off the field just frustrated as hell. He had 428 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, no turnovers, One more loss. I don't understand what the Bengals thing is with not running the football, but they have an issue with not running the football. Figure it out. They miss Joe Mixon a lot. Lamar Jackson is a fucking magician. Go back and watch the play. This man was 20 yards beyond the line of scrimmage and made it to the 1 yard line. Crazy. Derrick Henry now has a rushing touchdown in every single game this season. Every single game that has been played, Derrick Henry has a touchdown. Justin Tucker missing kicks is weird. I'm not going to say he's a shell of himself, but he might be a shell of himself. And the poor tackling by the Bengals is what really cost them this. Jamar Chase. A lot of receivers don't get 264 yards in a season. This man had 264 yards in a single football game. 3 tutties. 1 loss. My final thing from this is the Ravens had dope helmets, minus the decal. It looked like they just slapped stickers on that bitch. Like they just slapped the sticker on it. Was like, you guys are good. Hey man, Ravens are on the way. Bills Colts. Joe Flacco has to go. I understand that the coach was like, yeah, he's going to be our quarterback moving forward, and that statement is probably the reason why they haven't taken Joe Flacco back out, because he's 0-2. He's throwing fucking interceptions like it's Halloween candy. I don't understand it. The D lineman for the Bills has 2 picks in his career. Can you tell me when those 2 picks came? Cue the Jeopardy music. Nah. He has 2 picks in the last 3 weeks. He has never had a pick in high school and never had a pick in college. He has a D tackle. 2 picks in 3 weeks. Unheard of. Again, with the running of the football. Jonathan Taylor had 107 yards in the first half. He had 9 in the second half. The game was 10-3 for like 20 minutes. Why did you stop running the football, Colts? Why? Josh Allen is still making his MVP case. He's protecting the football like crazy. Without his 2 weapons, with Keon Coleman and then Amari Cooper out, it's crazy. Also, that lineman, Dem Boyz, has to be sent to Hades for trying to punch Josh Allen in the face. I mean, closed fist trying to punch him. The Bills are about to wrap up this division, and it's only week 10. This is ridiculous. AFC North or AFC East is just crazy. Steelers Commanders. I did my best to try to make sure that I didn't trash the Commanders, but we'll get to that in a second. It was a shootout. It was a really good game. Other than the Eagles game, I was very, 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 very excited to watch this game. The Commanders tried to give out burgundy towels to their team because they knew the Steelers would come down with their towels. Yeah, that didn't work out. That didn't work out much. The number one job for the Steelers was to keep Jalen Daniels in the pocket, and they did just that. He couldn't get outside of Watt. He couldn't get outside of the other DN. And because I feel like Jalen Daniels is so afraid to get hit with his running ability, get hit in his ribs, he's trying to be a pocket passer. Yeah, you almost dropped that, buddy. He's trying to be a pocket passer, and that's just not his game, especially not as a rookie. My guy. He has to be a runner, and he wasn't, on Sunday. George Pickens has the best body control of any. What's up, my boy? Shout out to Mr. Cassidy, walking in the building. George Pickens has the best body control of any wide receiver in the league that I've in the league right now, and he has the best quarterback for that because Russell Wilson's moonball is unstoppable. Like, he puts the air under that ball, and he gives Pickens a chance to adjust. Mike Williams came to this game with a point to prove. Fuck you, Aaron Rodgers, and he did it. I saw somebody say Mike Williams played 6 games with Aaron Rodgers, no touchdowns. He played 6 hours with Russell Wilson. He had a touchdown. Zach Ertz had that first down. I don't care what you say. I saw the replay. They give all these rules, and yeah, he was down, he wasn't touched, and yada, yada, yada. No. It was a first down. They got robbed. Jaden Daniels with less than 50% passing is not going to get it done. Again, not a pocket passer. I know he doesn't want to get hurt. I get it. Not the way to go. Some really weird things. I noticed that Pittsburgh always has tight ends with like vowels in their names where they can like yell. So like they used to have Heath Miller, Heath. Now they got Fire Miller's like Mooth. It's hilarious. But at the end of the day, if you're a rookie, you should know on 4th and 1 with a minute to go, they're trying to draw you off sides. I knew. The lady in 103B in the stadium knew. The janitor cleaning up the bathrooms knew. They're trying to draw you off sides. He jumped. It was dumb. It was so dumb. You saw him put his hand on his head. His teammates looking at him like, you fucking idiot. This is the best Commanders team that they've had since RG3 days. They got a really easy schedule moving forward besides playing the Birds. And on the flip side, the Steelers have a really tough schedule. They haven't played a divisional game yet. So, what are they going to do when they come for you? Working honest, but it pays the bills. Shout out to Erykah Badu. Titans-Chargers. This game almost fooled me to begin with because the Titans' defense was elite to begin with. And you can see that Calvin Ridley is just having a good old time being number one. Good old time. He was like, thank the fucking Lord you got DeAndre Hopkins the fuck out of here. I need all the targets. I need every target possible. And he's making the best of it. Will Levis looked competent. And then Justin Herbert showed up for work. He might have clocked in a little late. His boss didn't care. He didn't have a ton of yards passing, but he was mixing them the fuck up on the ground. And then you get J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards duo back. I mean, the Chargers are just being coached well. Titans are going to Titan. What are you going to do? The AFC West is the Chiefs' division to win, but the Chargers are making a push. I think that the Chargers are just missing a really elite receiver. They got a bunch of 2s and 3s. They don't have a guy who you're worried about pushing the ball down the field. And then the Titans, they're just afloat. They got 2 wins. Yeah. Again, this is another week where it's just the teams that you know are good, and the teams that you know are bad. There's no in between. The Vikings and the Patriots. All right, so again, let me give you this real quick. You get 42 minutes of possession, 402 yards to 143 yards, 28 first downs. Mind you, there's 100 yards, so 82 plays on offense, 12 points. What the fuck is that? That is Sam Darnold. Turnover machine. 12-7? In what world is that it? Just turning the ball over at the most inopportune times. The Vikings are so lucky that they won this game. And I feel bad. I don't feel bad because Jacksonville, they're on their way to putting Trevor Lawrence on IR because he has an AC joint sprain and firing their head coach because Doug Peterson, I'm sorry, but you were giving an elite quarterback coming out of the draft, and he has done close to nothing. All the highlights that I watched was just defense and bad plays. I don't know how they stretched it to be 12 minutes of highlights, but they did it. You might get 3 teams from the NFC North making the playoffs: Packers, Vikings, Lions. And so that means everyone else is just fighting for a spot. Chiefs, Broncos. They can't keep fucking getting away with this. Fucking Chiefs. I can't stand it. I don't understand how they keep doing it. I'm looking at the scores on my phone. I'm like, oh yeah, Broncos driving. Let's go. Bo Nix looking competent. I like it. Block. A block punt or a block field goal? Are you serious? The Chiefs, and I'm not saying they're bad. I'm saying that they're the worst 9-0 team I've ever seen in my life. They are the worst 9-0 team ever. They make a lot of mistakes, especially in the fourth quarter. But somehow, some way, they make it happen. I will give them a compliment. The Chiefs are really good on third down, whether it's 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 19. I don't get it. I know it is Patrick Mahomes. He's visibly hurt. His ankle is fucking killing him. And I'll give Travis Kelce his flowers. Shout out to him for having the Chiefs' most touchdowns, receptions in history. Anytime you pass Tony Gonzalez on anything, you're a monster. Bo Nix is the second best rookie quarterback this year behind Jaden Daniels. Kudos to him. Broncos defense has to be pissed. They played their asses off. They were winning a lot in this game. They had the lead for a while in this game. But again, KC somehow finds out the number 54 for Kansas City. He's a lineman. He plays field goal. He got his ass fucking ran over. It was bad. And also, going to be my thumbnail. They can't keep fucking getting away with this. I'm over it. I'm over it. Giants, Panthers. The Giants have somehow found a way to put themselves as the worst team in the NFL. And I'm not saying one of the worst. No, the worst team in the NFL. You lost to the Panthers in Germany. They were singing "Sweet Caroline" in Germany like it was our national anthem. I was like, what the fuck? They were singing it in unison. Just eating schnitzels and singing "Sweet Caroline." They don't do anything well, the Giants, besides lose. Now, this is a really fun stat for you. The Panthers have not won back-to-back games since 2022. They have not won back-to-back games since 2022, and yet the Giants just handed it straight to them. Chuba Hubbard. First of all, I didn't know Chuba Hubbard was fucking Canadian. And his first name is actually Chuba. Like, I thought it was a nickname. His name is Chuba. They gave him a contract last week, and he was like, "Oh, okay. I'll give you 153 on the ground in a touchdown in Germany. Why not?" Panthers look competent. Bryce Young, I think he needed that time off to just get himself together because he was very direct when he was throwing the football. I thought that the Giants might have a tough decision cutting Daniel Jones because of the money. Fuck that. Cut him. Get him out of here. He better not play another fucking snap for the Giants. Otherwise, that's a huge mistake. Huge. I'm actually happy for Panthers fans that they can celebrate. I only have one other question at the end of the game: is where the fuck is Miles Sanders? Stealing money on the bench? Loser. The Bears versus the Pats. This is a prime example where you just say a bad team is a bad team. 19-3. Caleb Williams had a play where his teammates didn't even come over to pick him up. You're the quarterback, and your linemen just leave the field while you're on the ground. He had an opposing player pick him up off the ground after he got knocked down on the ground. That just tells you where your team is collectively. Where it's like, yeah, fuck it. I don't even want to be on the field anymore. I didn't realize that the Bears drafted a punter in the 4th round last year. Your offensive line is trash, but you draft a punter in the 4th round? Does he block? Last time I checked, he does not. Caleb Williams does not survive behind this O-line, and that's just the bottom line. I can't remember the last time that they drafted someone who was like impacted. I honestly forgot that the Bears drafted a wide receiver with their second pick. Roma Dunze, his name just never gets brought up. Drake May for the Patriots. Great arm, rocket arm. I'm gonna need him to learn how to slide or something. He like puts his face mask like purposely into defenders. He's gonna get hurt. So Patriots fans need to address that. If the Patriots had a dominant wide receiver, I think that they could make some noise next year. Bears, you need to fire your head coach. You need to fire your coordinator, which you did today. You need to get new owners. Your owners do not care about winning. They do not. And at the end of the day, I think that Justin Fields deserves an apology because he was blamed for the same shit that they're doing right now. Caleb Williams is getting the same treatment that Justin Fields was getting when he was the quarterback for the Bears. Fix it. Or don't. I don't care because I'm not a Bears fan. But to end it all, the Lions versus Texans. So we can say, the Lions defense stopped Joe Mixon, which they did. I think he only 47 yards. C.J. Stroud struggled. He was under 60% passing. He had 2 picks. I think that C.J. Stroud mixes Nico Collins. Blah, 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 blah. What I really need to talk about right here, the Lions fucking won. And this fucking guy, Jared Goff, had 5 picks. 5 interceptions. And they won the game. He gave the ball to the other team 5 times. $5 foot. Yes, that. 5 picks. The Texans blew a 16-point lead. He had 5 picks. This is where you say this is a sign of a well-coached team because they didn't give up. Ben Johnson knows, the coordinator, offensive coordinator for the Lions, knows when it's time to give your best player the football. And whenever they needed it on 3rd down, it was Amon-Ra St. Brown. And it was Amon-Ra St. Brown. And then it was Amon-Ra St. Brown. And then the kickers in this game, just, if I was so Kaimi Fairbairn, the kicker for the Texans, I don't know why the Texans didn't go for it, but they didn't. And then you get the slimmest of margins from the Lions kicker on both sides of the goalpost. I didn't know that he was selling bricks last week. The man was a brick seller. He was selling bricks. And now he's kicking winning field goals for the Detroit Lions. Let me remind you, Jared Goff had 5 interceptions and they won the game. That's all I have to say. They're 8-1. Sure. Other than that, Liverpool top of the table. Fuck Arsenal. Fuck City, who lost. Man U, I don't even see you on the table. Where are you at? Big ups to the first state. Stay focused and be great. Take a sip. I got to get the fuck up out of here and get this mop done. Stay safe out there. Go Birds.